God, this brain is not working. This is highly unusual.
Den her film er jo totalt åndssvag. Skal vi se noget andet?
Ja, den er vildt fed.
Kender du det? Det er som om, det bliver sværere og sværere at holde fokus på det, du har gang i. De sociale medier er designet til at holde dig på skærmen, men kan for meget skærmtid ødelægge din koncentrationsevne. Velkommen til videoserien Hjernen i balance. Den her videoserie er lavet med støtte fra Lundbæk-fonden. Mit navn er Maria Jaris, og i denne serie har jeg allieret mig med neuroforsker Macarena.
Hello everyone, I'm very excited to be part of this project.
Macarena er fra Spanien, men arbejder i Danmark og snakker engelsk, ligesom alle de andre eksperter, vi har interviewet. For at teste påstandene om, hvad der egentlig sker i øverste etage, når vi fixer med scroller.
We hear all the time that too much screen time affects our brain negatively and may even give us anxiety.
Doomscrolling, brainrot-videoer, gaming, tv-serier og film. Og ikke mindst, når vi studerer og arbejder. Vi er alle sammen på skærmen mange timer om dagen. Men hvor meget og hvilken slags skærmtid er faktisk skadelig? Og hvor skadelig er den? Og hvordan kan vi tillægge os bedre skærmvaner for at beskytte vores mentale helbred? Målet med serien er ikke at få dig til at smide telefonen væk, men at give dig værktøjerne til at styre teknologien, i stedet for at den forstyrrer dig. Vi vil i hver afsnit komme med videnskabeligt baseret forslag til, hvordan du kan ændre dine digitale vaner og beskytte dit mentale helbred.
We are going to make 5 videos in this ongoing series, and we are very excited to see what we will discover. And we invite you to participate.
Så har du nogle spørgsmål til os, eller vil du dele din mening, så skriv endelig til os i kommentarfeltet. Lad os undersøge det sammen.
In this first episode, we will try to answer the big question: does too much screen time affect our ability to stay focused?
Kender du det? Du skal til at lave lektier, men du kan bare ikke komme i gang. Du scroller i stedet for på sociale medier og glemmer alt om tid. Kan det være skærmtid, som påvirker vores evne til at fokusere? So Macarena, can you tell us about how the brain actually works regarding focusing?
When we talk about concentration, we often think it's willpower. But attention is not just one single ability. It's a brain system. And the center of this system is the prefrontal cortex. It helps you focus, plan, and stop yourself, but it has limited energy. So when focus breaks, it's not because you're lazy, it's because the system is overloaded. Fast videos, bright colors, and constant novelty forces our brain to switch tasks again and again. Each of these switches costs energy to the brain, but also the role of dopamine is important in focus and concentration. Dopamine isn't just about pleasure, it's the brain's signal for this is worth paying attention to again. Unpredictable rewards give the strongest signals. That's why scrolling works like a slot machine. Don't scroll the video, you scroll for what may come next. For young people, this is even harder. Their prefrontal cortex is still developing, and this means resisting these platforms is not just about self-control.
Så det Macarena siger, det er, at hos teenagers så er præfrontal cortex, altså den forreste del af pandelappen, ikke helt udviklet endnu. For meget hurtigt indhold giver hjernen et dopamin-overload. Det at scrolle minder om en spillemaskine. Man bliver bare ved, fordi man er nysgerrig på, hvad der kommer bagefter. Og det udløser dopamin. Og så bliver det svært at fokusere på ting, som kræver mere tålmodighed.
We have talked with an expert in the field about how too much screen time affects our brains and what amount of screen time is actually too much.
Can you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Aida Bikic. I am a psychologist and a researcher at the University of Southern Denmark and in charge at adolescent psychiatry.
Like I'm sitting here with two knowledgeable people and I'm very honored because I mainly only do videos online. I would like to show you one of my videos. Vi skal tilbage til månen. Apollo-missionerne realiserede en drøm og placerede i alt 12 astronauter på månens overflade. Men den sidste mission, Apollo 17,
Yes.
this type of content. Could this be a great example of positive screen time?
So your video, it's a great example of positive content on social media.
Thank you.
Because it's informative, you're learning something new, and it's told in an engaging manner. The format of it, I would have some suggestions.
Tell me.
Yes. I think it's, when you look at the social media content, it's very fast-paced.
Yeah.
And that's actually what's really bad for the brain.
Okay.
And in your video, it's just a little. If I could make a suggestion, I would do this a little slower.
I have never, as an influencer, I have never thought about if it could be damaging to the brain.
Yes.
I didn't know that. Can you explain why?
There have been a couple of studies now showing that young people or children who are a lot on social media, their concentration gets worse over time. And one of the mechanisms is that fast-paced content, we know from other studies, are actually really affecting the brain, like the cognitive functions. The quick shifts are affecting our ability to concentrate, to focus on something for a longer period of time. Because the brain gets used to that there are quick shifts, it becomes harder to concentrate.
That's really interesting because I didn't know that. And
Yeah.
I'm learning something new today.
Each time there's a shift, it releases a little dopamine. Then each time you concentrate, then you expect a reward. But if you just watch a movie or if you have to read a book, then it becomes harder to focus on that.
Okay.
So, do you think there is a way of preventing this disturbance to the brain, but still keep it engaging?
It's very hard because your audience also want it to be quick.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it's really, and that's what we are seeing in all the media. Everything is getting more fast-paced, but it's not good for us. The shifts can be a little slower. It will still be engaging. The cartoons which have been measured is like already like every 11 seconds, if there is a shift, it's affecting us. But on the social media, the shifts are usually like 2 seconds, 3 seconds.
We also know that there are some studies where actually the screen time or like the digital tools can improve our cognitive development.
I did actually a PhD about if some special computer games can help children with ADHD get better concentration and get better, because we know what's happening on the screen affects the brain. And usually these games, in this type of studies, we know that some functions can be improved, especially like memory, but also to some degree concentration or planning. But in many of those studies, you just use this for half an hour a day for like 4 or 8 weeks. Go home and play 5 hours of computer games. So you can affect the brain in a positive or in a negative way, depending on what you are watching.
So it's important to find a balance.
Yeah, it's important to find a balance in how much time you are spending online, but also what you are watching.
Are there other different types of screen times that are less damaging to the brain?
Screen time is a lot of things. But what we currently know is that there is a difference if you are gaming, if you're watching television or in social media. Not all screen time is bad, but there are like different factors you have to consider. One is time. How much time do you spend on the screen? I mean, even if you watch the best screen time, if you are doing it like for 5-7 hours a day, it's going to be bad for you, because then you won't be doing other things, being with friends, doing sports and so on. The next issue is the content. When we watch movies, the movies are also rated for different ages, because we know that some content is, damaging for younger children or for youth. And then we also have the next type of content, like on the social media or in gaming platforms, which involves manipulative algorithms, and which keeps like the users on screen for as long as possible. But the problem there is that for children and young people who do not have fully developed brains, fully developed executive functions, what we call it in science, it's physically impossible to get away from these manipulative mechanisms. So in this way, they spend a lot more time online, but we also know that they are addictive, and the addiction is especially bad if you are young, because the young brain is very vulnerable. Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you if you could briefly explain a little the main areas on the brain that can be affected by screen time.
There is not like a lot of research on this topic. What has been shown is that like children who have a lot of screen time, they are like the area where it's like the impulse control is affected, because you learn not to wait too long. You expect everything has to be quick. When you look in the way the brain is maturing, usually we are actually born with a lot of connections, but then the brain will keep only the connections that are used and will remove those which are not used. And especially for young children and also adolescents, they have like high brain plasticity. It means that the brain is affected by what you watch and what's happening to you. So one of the concerns is if young children are having a lot of screen time, then the way the brain is formed will be affected by that. If they get used to very quick content, that they are rewarded all the time, that will be pronounced in their brain development, and other connections will be removed.
I would like to ask you how our brain feels so addicted to the use of phones, how the developers of the apps know like how to trigger our brain in different ways.
So these companies use millions. They have hired some of the best people, like behavioral scientists or psychologists, to use some of the mechanisms that actually keep us on the screen. And it just starts with the colors, that like bright colors are appealing for our brains, and we feel the urge to check if something is like red. But it's also, when you get in, it's an unpredictable reward, which is both used in gaming, called loot boxes, which has been forbidden in some countries, but also on social media. So the principle is that when we like, our brains like predictability. We want to know what's happening because it's really important, for the survival. But when our brain cannot have a predictable reward, then it gets really obsessed. And that's the same mechanism that is used in gambling, on the slot machines, because you sometimes, you press, sometimes you will get a reward and sometimes you won't get a reward. And it's the same on social media. Usually you will get presented a video that is really interesting and exciting, and then they will put some really boring videos so that you have like the reward, and then you don't know when the reward is coming, so you just keep scrolling. Like, the companies are actually using our brains and our biology against us, because our brains are prone to some of these mechanisms. If you ask people, even young people, usually they will tell you, I just want to check something on TikTok or on other social media, but actually they only want to do it for like 20 minutes. But what they experience is that they will stay there for 1-2 hours or more. But they don't really stay because they want to. They stay there because they are manipulated to stay there.
Haven't we always been manipulative, like throughout the media?
The manipulation has always been used, but just not in the same degree as it is today.
Okay.
Because
what's the difference exactly?
The difference exactly is that today the manipulative mechanisms are really adjusted to your interests and your needs. And it keeps you much more glued to your phone than if you just watch whatever commercial on television.
Okay, that's true. So the algorithm plays a big role in this.
Yes, and it's very personalized.
Okay.
Another thing we often are doing is using 2 screens at the same time, and that's really bad for our brains. There are also studies showing that if you multitask, it's really affecting your concentration negatively, both for adults and for children. It's more when you watch a movie, and as soon as there's like a slow scene, then you will take your phone and be on social media, and then,
Perfect. I constantly do that also.
There was like a myth that multitasking is a good thing. It enhances brain flexibility, but all studies have shown that it's actually really bad for our brain.
Okay, wow. Så det vi kan opsummere er, at al skærmtid er ikke lige belastende for vores evne til at fokusere. Det kommer an på følgende faktorer. Indholdets tempo, hurtigt skift er skadeligt for hjernen i forhold til at fokusere på lang sigt, fordi hjernen vender sig til konstante dopaminbelønninger. Aktivitetstype. Der er stor forskel på, om man gamer, ser fjernsyn eller bruger sociale medier. Nogle spil kan fx virke som hjernetræning. Mængden af tid, selv det bedste indhold, kan blive skadeligt, hvis det tager for lang tid. Ved skadeligt indhold kan selv 2-3 timer være nok. Manipulerende mekanismer. Nogle platforme er værre end andre, da de er designet til at skabe afhængighed. Fordybelse versus fragmentering. Det er bedre for hjernen at se en hel film, end at bruge den samme tid at scrolle igen en masse korte klip. Hjernen bliver overvældet af for meget brain rot.
So what can we do to protect our mental health and our ability to concentrate and stay focused? According to Aida, these are some good hacks.
Fysisk adskillelse fra telefonen. Læg telefonen væk i perioder, så den ikke lokker dig. Etabler en sund søvnhygiejne. Brug ikke skærmen før sengetid og heller ikke som det første om morgenen. Undgå second screening og multitasking. At kigge på 2 skærme er skadeligt for koncentrationen. Fokuser på én ting ad gangen. Vælg langsomt og sammenhængende indhold. Hurtigt skift i videoer hver 2-3 sekund. Trigger dopamin og gør det sværere at fokusere på lang sigt. Tjek din skærmtidsmåling med data, og sørg for at begrænse den så meget som du kan. Aida foreslår også at fjerne alle farver på din mobil og sætte den til sort og hvid, så det bliver mindre lokkende at bruge dine apps. Vi kan nok ikke komme udenom, at vi lever i en digital alder, hvor vi bruger meget tid på skærme, om vi så ved det eller ej. Men al skærmtid er ikke lige skadelig for vores mentale helbred. Vi håber med denne serie, at vi kan åbne jeres øjne op for, hvor fantastisk neuroforskning er, og hvordan den kan hjælpe os med at forstå sammenhængen mellem skærmtid og vores mentale helbred. samt give jer praktiske værktøjer til at ændre jeres digitale vaner og beskytte jeres hjerne.
Let us know in the comments if you find any of this information helpful. In the next episode, we are diving into a related topic: screen time's effects on learning and memory.
Hvad kunne I godt tænke, at vi undersøgte med hensyn til skærmtid og skærmvaner, og disses indvirkning på vores mentale helbred? Hvilke mentale problemer eller udfordringer oplever du selv? Skriv det i kommentarfeltet, og kig med, hvis du vil have flere skærmtidshacks. Vi ses i næste episode.